Welcome to the Old World Fanatics, your Warhammer fantasy podcast to quench your hobby thirst for all things Beasts of Chaos. I'm one of your hosts, Gommo. I'm joined by Andrew and Josh, and I just decided to do that right then.
From that, is that the first time you've done an impromptu intro? Love it.
Probably.
Love it. Is that because you got inspired by that ridiculous thumbnail?
Yes, I saw it come up, and I just was like, I was thinking, who? I think Andrew actually posted it because he built it. It was like, who? What did you say? Who made the best beast, or who wore it best? Who wore it best? Was it?
I don't know who's a better goat man. I'm like, I was trying to work out who actually looks more lifelike, as in like closest to their
that's
real
annoying.
self.
Who looks most goat-like?
Well, like themselves. Like, who's most recognizable out of those three? Like,
I didn't know we'd be talking about the thumbnail so much, but now I feel bad that I haven't actually prepped. Maybe we'll bring it up later if people want to go back and have a look at it. I don't know. I've got it on my other screen here, but it's probably always you, Andrew, because you got the beard. I don't know.
Yeah, and the glasses are, they're distracting for it. Like it's like big giveaway. The beard.
Yep,
big goatee beard.
Anyway, welcome everyone who is live in our chat here. It's episode 95, Old World Fanatics. I guess if you are new here or you're seeing it pop up on YouTube, we're a weekly Old World podcast down under. Myself, Gommo, Andrew, and Josh here. I guess we chat all things Old World. So, if you want to jump on and support us, definitely like, subscribe, leave some comments on our video. Who have we got here today? Mark, as usual, over in the UK. We've got Perfidy. He's here. Thomas Smart and Cam the Dentist. Sup, nerds. Oh, and Tribby's here as well already. And Jay's here as well. Jeez, all the regular crew. Angela's dark as well. So thanks, everyone, for jumping straight on. I guess we're on time for once.
We were.
Yeah. I don't even know what we titled this. I think I've changed it. It's not actually The Old World is Done. I was thinking beasts have arrived and we need to catch our breath. That's the other thing as well. It's just like, whoa. Because I don't know, I feel like it's not just us that's been rushing through to get the last set of books out. I think it's like Games Workshop, it's not just them, it's us as well. We've got overloaded questions. I think, Josh, you said we've still got how many questions to get through for the page?
12.
12?
Yeah.
And Josh hasn't talked. Awesome. Andrew and I went through a hobby stream last week and got thrown in the middle of a big rumor drop that happened.
That just turned into, what was it, 2 hours in the end?
Yeah, so we have to talk about that.
Just turned into 2 hours. It was crazy.
Yeah, so we want to chat a little bit about Beastmen. We've done the Arcane Journal. I'm sure ASB is totally stoked that we got that one out as well. Sorry, ASB. But it's just timely. So we got that one out last night.
One of the Empire one.
Yeah, and then and that, of course, Josh, I want to hear your feedback. So I want to chat a little bit of Beastmen, a little bit of rumors, news, and just I don't know, how do we feel? It's all the 9. I hate saying it's over because it's not technically over, because I know the Renegade people are going to get angry if I say
they will.
Version 1 is here, because technically we all admit it's not, because we are missing 7 armies. But it is interesting just to take a bit of a reset and go, okay, it's all out. What do we think? That sort of stuff as well. We've got a bit of time. And our usual Patreon questions and hobbies. So, all right, before we get in, will thank those patrons as well, guys. For those who are on, a lot of them are on the chat right now. If you want to join our Patreon, it's over on patreon.com/oldworldfanatics. You get a shout out midway through the show and throw us a bunch of funny questions. And we have a chat going at the moment on our Discord as well. We can throw up images and stuff, hobby pics, whatever, as we chat for the next hour or so.
You guys are doing
hour
or so.
Or 2 hours. Yeah.
Has it ever been?
No, it's never
been 1 hour.
An hour.
Kidding yourself.
Never been an hour.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. Well, Beast. Do you want to chat Beasts first? Is that the sort of chronological? Not really chronological, I guess. But we got the Beastmen Arcane Journal out. Josh, what did you see about it? Have you looked into it a little bit, or do you want to bring up some really bad images of the Arcane Journal because we don't actually have it?
Yeah, go for it.
The better of the bad, but the new bad aren't too bad, if that makes any sense.
They're pretty good.
From the original potato to the
Oh, do you want that one?
The potato's sprouted.
Okay,
yeah.
hang on, I'll bring that one up.
The new potato is pretty good.
The new potato. It's a bit blurry, but it'll do. I won't share the whole thing because it's pretty small. Some of it. Ooh,
you guys just went through this the other night. What was it? Last night you did your
recording? Yeah, it was. I was knackered after the weekend of work, and we were keen to do it, and I was like, I don't know if I can. I'm knackered, and then I hadn't really read it. Like I'd downloaded the pics off Mountain Miniatures, I think Sunday morning. Sort of, when you take screenshots, I sort of read it a bit. And then, about 3 hours before we were scheduled to go, I was reading it and I thought, we have to talk about this. It's pretty interesting. So,
wouldn't it just be so easy if GW just sent us a book to preview? Like,
exactly.
It's crazy. Yeah, I don't understand.
Sorry, I'll just find. Yeah, so like, where do you want to start with it? Obviously, we won't go through. As I said, Andrew and I, if you want to check out our channel, we did did it just come out today, Andrew? We recorded last night. I think you got it out today.
I think it came out like a few hours ago.
Oh, cool. Yeah. There you go. Awesome. So it's such a big endeavor. I don't even know where things come out anymore.
So, 4 o'clock, I think. I publish.
Oh, cool. Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's Andrew and I take first thing, like after a few hours of looking at it. So I'm assuming, I don't know, Andrew, it might even be more thoughts now. But definitely the word on the street is it's probably not a bad one. It's not like over the top. It's got its,
it sounds like it really opens up some options for building stuff.
Really good stuff in it. Yeah.
Well, that's a good point. So before we do go into it, this is a question for you, Gommo. Where do you rate it? So Mark's just come in saying best Arcane Journal since Orc and Goblin and Dwarf. Did you want to hit, or maybe all three of us hit it after we go through it? That's a really good question.
Oh, we could talk about it now. Just sort of splits it up a bit. So I'm not talking all the time. Yeah.
Well, where did you think that was, Gommo? With the
I would probably rate it. And there's different aspects of it because I would probably say it's definitely up there with orcs and stuff. And I know dwarves. It's funny that orcs and dwarves both got good reviews because even if their armies of infamy still come and go, they made the actual army better as well.
Yeah,
and so I think.
And you got.
I think it just
true.
It sits right up there. Now, I would not be surprised if this pushes them though above those two in terms of competitive gameplay.
What about orcs and goblins?
I agree.
You reckon it's above them?
It might once the meta settles down, I think.
Yeah, okay. I find the orcs and goblins they're actually pretty good. They're just like they're not as popular because you just got the top couple are so strong.
Yeah.
Everyone just
it's like the thing is orcs are like they're right up there with warriors on the stats in terms of the most played armies. So they're always going to be near the top. I feel like they are played so much they're going to be up the top all the time. You know what I mean? Even if they're not that, they don't have to be super uber competitive all the time. They're just people know how to play them. But Beastmen are weird because they just haven't really been sitting up there heaps, and then I think this one might push them up there.
I think it might. It seems to give them some nice tools to use that would really help them in the meta. Looking at that banner. I mean, it's very helpful to be able to stop flies.
Yeah, I was going to say, especially when you're the only army that doesn't have a lot of flies, and then you go, well, now I'm just like Bretonia, except I can just turn it off. Yeah. I don't know. What do you think, Andrew? Because you've played against orcs and stuff as well. And you play dwarves. Where do you think it sits?
Just because I don't play orcs and goblins and I play dwarves, I'll say that dwarves are harder to play because that's what everyone says. Their army's always harder to play than everyone else. But no, I think orcs and goblins might be a smidge in a better place than dwarves.
I'd agree with that. I reckon if you take Dowie After Dark out of the equation and he didn't exist and tell people how to play dwarves, unfortunately, I'm not sure the dwarves would be up there as much as. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. But I think Mark's question is just saying like best, maybe not most powerful, but best. I think it was really good for dwarves because it gave them like some more options with like Doom Seekers and things like that. Like you said before, stuff that you can sort of.
Yeah, when you got the talismanic tattoos.
Yeah.
No, it's
like it was fun, bit of fluff. You can use it. It made you more powerful overall a bit. Ross, some of the other weaker ones recently have like haven't really given you anything. A little bit. Yeah.
I'll have to go back. Like the Bretonia and Tomb Kings. I didn't know we'd go into this topic just yet, but I'm just thinking about how like the general feel for these arcane journals is they started weakening off because of the
weird thing with those two is that we never saw the armies without them almost. So
you
know what I mean. So it'll be interesting to go back and see how Bretonia or Tomb Kings will play. Just completely vanilla out of the book.
Yeah, like and you're not allowed to use the Arcane Journal.
Yeah.
Tomb Kings would probably suck. You wouldn't have Warding Splint and stuff like that. Like, yeah. We actually got some comments. That's what I'll just finish my thought there. It was a lot of those later Arcane Journals started like limiting the level 2s and stuff. And I feel like Orcs didn't do that. I'm trying to think. Like, you don't really, it's not really. Both armies could do level 4s, and then with dwarves, you didn't have wizards anyway, so you didn't notice it. You didn't notice there was going to be this tendency to strip off the level 4. It was in Royal Host, but you didn't notice it. People didn't think it was that good at the time, and then when they did realize it was all about the shooting, so you didn't really care. So it wasn't until these WOC came out, and then the elf ones and all that, and the Empire was started going, oh crap, we've got all these level 2 armies out, you know.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I guess that's become quite common.
Sorry, I completely derailed the conversation there.
I like it. This is what
going into the
what people saying. We've got a few comments up here though on that. I think Entropy's even saying the WOC book was probably better for Beastmen than this one. Do you mean in terms of in terms of giving him the chaos spawn, chaos spawn, I would imagine. I'm assuming that's what he's talking about.
And then Jay says what else look fun now as well, which I agree. I think that book looks like gives a lot of interesting.
Did you get it, Josh? Did you get your next? Did you finally buy some Old World?
Not yet. I should have really got around to it. I will.
I do feel sorry for the Wood Elves that they've almost been over. Like they came out and they're already gone. Do you know what I mean? Like we're already into
it's all forgotten about it.
Spotlight for 30 seconds.
Cafe, and I just bought this, and I like. I think I've read like 2 pages, and then I got sidetracked with Beastmen stuff. From
that's it.
It's a bit sad.
Giant spawn.
Yeah, but. So Entropy must. Well, I don't know. I think there's still some good stuff. I would agree. I mean, everyone takes it. It's a double. Every bloody Beastman list has double chaos spawn in it, Nurgle. But I think you'll see a lot of shift around the army in terms of picking different magic items and stuff. It's so strong, some of the magic items. Yeah. So it's gonna be fun.
Yeah. And I like they got the Hearthstone going on in there now, and you have to pay for it. You know, it's a special feature. Which is great. You know, like it's such an interesting dynamic to have something like that going on. That's not just like a free faction benefit, because a lot of the time these extra terrain pieces in the past, in fantasy anyway, have been just like free or something, or like you get a free wood as a Wood Elf player, that type of thing. So to have the option to pay for a Hearthstone, and to actually have it as a objective that you didn't take with you, like it's really
Andrew and I were talking about. It's like the more scenarios pop up, and it's pretty common where you see a TO make their own scenarios, and you might be taking 200, 300 victory points, picking up something, and then you can bring this thing along, and if you know how to hopefully control it, you get another 200. Like it almost starts becoming quite a game changer potentially for depending on how you play the game
for itself.
Cool. Yeah, so I mean, I don't want to go through this line by line, like, because the guys can just watch our review. But Josh, what do you know? Do you want us to touch on what we think's the highlights, or like have you got?
Yeah, go for it. No. I mean, I actually want to look at the scenario that's in the book briefly. But
did you want to? Because it's sort of close to your. Well, not. You you're building some ambush scenario on your.
Oh yeah, in my finger, but that's not.
Yeah.
Like, well, I mean, it's sort of. Nah, I don't think.
It's not really. It's not. Do you want me to? Do you want me to bring it up?
Yeah, go for it. Yeah, bring it up. Bring it up. I have been working on scenarios lately.
Oh, you're gonna make me zoom in now. Hang on,
because it's quite curious how they've designed this. Because it's very asymmetric deployment and sort of the deployment zone shape as well. I think they had it so the whole defender's army gets set up in that, box sort of just offset on the middle of the table. And the whole deployment zone is 3/4 of the rest of the board, 6-inch sort of stripe across those three board edges for people listening.
Yeah.
And then the defender deploys their entire army, and then the attacker deploys their entire army. But the army sizes are the same.
Yeah, the attacker goes
2,500. And the attacker goes first. Yeah, so it is very much similar to an ambush scenario.
Is it maybe it's the next page? What was the deal with the setup? Weren't they saying something? This battle is taking place on an otherwise empty stretch of road. We advise keeping the terrain fairly sparse, save for a few crops of copse and trees, or however you say that, clustered around the edges of the board. So, there's also nothing. Technically, this is nothing in there. Maybe some little stuff in the defender's zone, I guess, but man.
Yeah.
So is it
the defender can't really use
it. Is there 500 points?
Yeah.
I read it. It's 2,500 each.
Yeah, equal points, and it's a breakpoint mission type thing.
What?
Yeah. Oh, and on top of that, and it's Empire in the middle. I mean, obviously you can play whatever you want, but heavy snow, which is -3 modifier to range weapons. So you don't care about that if you're attacking Beastmen as much. -1 movement on your charge rolls. And then the other one, what was it? Wasn't there one more thing? Oh, maybe there was those two things. Charge roll -1.
Oh, yeah, and just the break. Yeah, just a break point.
That's...
I know, and that's it. It's like it just seems.
I don't think they spend a lot of time with these.
Well,
I don't know.
I just understand.
What are they? I don't know.
Yeah.
Clearly, they're not spending much time. This is like a Friday afternoon job.
That's why I thought. No, again, I don't want to get negative on these things. That's why I thought those articles, the interviews were last week were a little bit like that. I feel like they've all moved on to cafe, and it's like we've got to get some of this stuff out.
Because I do find the scenarios interesting because they sometimes have interesting ideas, and those smaller army sizes was really cool. But this one I'm not sure where they're going. I'm not sure where we're going to play it.
I reckon 200 points, maybe difference.
At least.
I reckon that'd be nice on a 2,000 point game.
This attacker is almost getting turn 1 charges off, to be honest.
Yeah, it's 12 inches away on the sides.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I feel like you could easily go to 400 point differential or something like that. Anyway, especially because you automatically get first turn.
So if you're fleeing, you're off the board pretty quick, aren't you?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Unless you can somehow move up and out, but it's one of those weird things. It's like which way you're moving. It's like,
Anyway, we saw that when we got access to this cool scan, which is probably shouldn't be showing on YouTube, but I am. Anyway, all these are out anyway. People can see them.
Happening. It's all about to come out. That's fine.
Yeah, so we got the Minotaur Blood Herd.
Makes us look like we're somewhat legitimate, sort of.
Yeah, and the what's it called? The Wild Herd. Out of those two, Josh, did you know what each one did? Was there any sort of highlights that you wanted to touch on them? Or
I actually couldn't work out what the actual fluff of the Wild Herd was, because I was trying to scan through and go, wait, what's the actual theme here?
I haven't actually read all that now that I've got this.
Is it
just about it or not?
They got better shaman and that kind of thing? Is it?
Yeah. I think they're more corrupt sort of by chaos a bit. They're more wild.
That. You get the primal magic. You get the chosen warped cores.
Deep in the woods, so towards the chaos waste, the raggedy of the Beastmen. There might be classes amongst beastmen. Like these are, to me, they're going to be like the real sort of like raggedy. You know, like orcs, they're like feral orcs and normal orcs, and they're like feral orcs are like, you know, these are like the feral orcs of the beastmen.
Okay, yeah, I totally didn't pick that up. Yeah, okay.
That's my.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Yep.
I mean, looking at the unit choices, I think that checks out.
I mean, the only thing they haven't added is you've just lost Minotaurs. That's all. But I mean, I'd say they're chaotic as well. So it's a little bit. On one hand, it works. On the other hand, it doesn't. But I get where they're going.
But it's very magic-y as well. Yeah, like to me, it just seems a bit. Yeah, it's that chaos, more corrupted sort of.
Yeah. And obviously, this one's the one that has the Dark Coven, as you say, where you can soup up yourself.
I mean, this seems like a huge double-edged sword, right? Like the one thing about miscasts in this game is you don't have to worry about them because it only happens one every 36 times you cast.
Yeah.
And now suddenly to get a +1, you might miscast on any double you get. That seems like a massive tax.
But it could be not just +1, and you can choose it. So that's so if you've got 2 mages, it's +1 for each, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Plus then plus the herdstone if you want to do that as well.
So
you can really
quite a big boon to you. Like
there's a lot of multipliers here.
Yeah, so you could go to like multiple, like 2 +2 +3 +4, but still only have the risk of the double. Like it's just either or, isn't it?
Yeah. So it's not like risk reward. Like the risk doesn't increase if the reward increase. So it's like almost like you could build this.
Yeah. Okay. So you build into it.
Yeah.
So the other, I mean, I did hear. I think it was Close Orders one, which is interesting, was because the we'll get to the magic arms quickly. It's like something, they've given them the Chaos full plate 5-up ward. So you just put a bunch of these guys on chariots and stuff. So even if they blow each other up, they're not going to hurt themselves.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
The more thing about it, if we build into it, you got like 6 guys that are all casting together. One of them rolls a double, which if you do it with that many, you're going to get more doubles. They're all going to get a miscut. Like it's almost like it ramps up the risk reward almost as well because
you probably don't want to do it all the time because if you roll that one where you can't cast anything else for the rest of the turn, you sort of wasted a lot of points in magic.
Yeah,
you can't actually do anything with.
It's just that stuff you want to push through like that. I need this sort of.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I think this. I mean, both lists in this, I think, are going to have some. I think you'll see them because I think they're ones that people are going to play around with. I feel like there's not just one obvious build for either of them. I mean, I know Minotaurs are a little bit, just going to take lots of Minotaurs.
Sorry, I'm just laughing at that +6. So it's like roll 2 dice, +4, +6.
+6.
Oh, can you beat a 22? I'll roll my favorite.
yeah. I know. Imagine these guys versus Mortuary Cult. You just be like, guys, what are you doing? Yeah, you're not even playing the same game anymore. Yeah. No, they're interesting. I reckon we'll get into him. He's pretty cool too. I want to jump over to the what you thought about the do you want to talk Herdstone first, actually?
Yes.
I have a question on the Herdstone. So did this only come out in AOS, this version of it? Or was it in... Our listeners can tell us, ask us.
No, I don't know if it was
it at 8? Might have been.
It's a hard question. I didn't play enough Beasts. I didn't say hardly saw them around.
So maybe it was just AOS, you think. And so then I heard also that that it had a Sigmarite type symbol or something on the front, so that's why they're not bringing it out.
Hang on.
Is that well? I was looking at mine, and then I also found in this book a picture of the Herdstone.
Yeah,
and it's around the wrong way. So maybe
the old one.
No, the new one. Look, there it is. It's backwards.
So it is.
So I'm like,
just turn it around.
I'm intrigued now. What?
Yeah, but I couldn't find it, so I don't know what it was. I wasn't sure. Maybe it's one of those runes on there, or I don't know.
Who's gonna know that? Who's gonna?
I know, I know. But you know how they carved off like Carl Franz and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, they went to the. Oh, you've got one. I didn't even see.
There's a Sigmarine
It's not
inside.
just me with the
I've got one
large
here too.
phallic objects.
Yeah.
Oh, you've all got them. Okay, don't worry.
We've all got them.
Gommo,
Where is it, Andrew?
look in the cave. Look in the cave, the mouth of the cave. There's a Sigmarine.
Oh, he's on the bottom. He's on the
There's
bottom.
his armor too. Yeah, there's a dead Sigmarine in there.
Oh, you're kidding. It is too. I haven't actually.
So
I've
it
just
really is an
undercoated it.
AOS model. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
You could put some static grass over that easy, and
So you can see it because yours is painted, isn't it?
yeah.
Ah, there's a Sigmarine on it. I can see him now. That is funny. I mean, he's all black for me because it's just undercoated.
Yeah.
There you go. And that's why it's turned around in that picture. Interesting. Well,
And it's weird that
about.
they've pointed that out and they didn't bring it out because they've showed you how to model it with those other pictures, they're like, oh, you can model it.
Yeah. I think in this book somewhere they've got like the what looked like the 6th ed one. Because didn't you have this in 6th ed as well? Like people were making their own herdstones. You did have a herdstone in 8th. Well, in 6th. Wasn't it?
Yeah,
In
like
the 7th book or whatever it was.
In the
I'm
7th
sure there was a herdstone rule or something. Bring it up, Josh. It's the 7th ed book, isn't it? Or was it a 6th ed book?
Josh knows everything in 6 yet. Is the man.
I don't think I've encountered. No, there was a Beast of Chaos book in 6th ed, so that wasn't in there. So it was only when they got their full book in 7th ed that they might have had
7th ed one, I thought, had something to do with a herdstone.
Ooh.
Oh,
Yeah,
there he goes.
but
Someone said, Entropy said there was a herdstone in the 7th book, but no model. Yeah, okay, cool. So people just make it. Okay.
Oh, okay. So they would just make it. That's fine. Yeah. Interesting. But yeah, I don't remember playing against it. I never played against it in 8th, to be honest.
There you go. Oh, well, these little rumors, they do come true when you dig into them. I wasn't actually sure.
There you go.
You guys had the answer right under your noses the whole time.
Well, I was not looking
first.
in. Mine's pretty hard to look at. He's very dark. But yes, I can.
Is it something they could alter?
You'd have to make a whole new.
That's a whole new one? Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just laughing at Silver Days.
Silver Days.
Cheeky dig.
Should get actor to make his version
Maybe
of it, so
popping
maybe
rock candy fold up. Exactly. Just a piece of just a rock from the garden.
Big jelly rock.
Pop rocks. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
What he's saying. Popping rock candy.
Dollar store down the road. Yep.
Yeah. Cool. We're really all over the place with these guys. I'm trying not to cover everything because we obviously did all this, but there is some good stuff in here. Like the
I do like.
do you want to
people
cover any of the
modelling
herdstone
stuff,
rules, Josh? Or
sorry, I was reading comments. I mean, the rules themselves just interesting. I mean, you get the +1 modifier to casting and negative for the enemy units, which is kind of interesting. I do like that as a buff.
you need to be controlling it, which is the crazy thing still, which is fine.
Yeah.
You gotta babysit it,
But it's not like it flips if you lose control of it either. It's not like the enemy can force you to take that debuff. You know what I mean? Like,
no.
It's only a benefit to the Beastman player, which is nice.
Now, does that? We were talking about this
the
on our
magic resistance one isn't like the magic resistant one. I think it's to any unit.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I wasn't sure if you play against a Beastman player and you are Beastman. Can you both grab herdstones then? Because I thought we were skimming this yesterday, Andrew, and it wasn't really specific that that's your herdstone and that's their herdstone. Do you know what I mean? Like,
So you're saying you can grab each other's herdstone? Is that
that's what I don't know if I read it right. I don't know.
right.
I was wondering because it sort of says if the herdstone's
Guys are
controlled
so
by
mature.
Beastman Brayherd's unit, friendly Beastman Brayherd wizards that are within 12. So I think you can. So I think if there's Beastman v Beastman, then there's 2 herdstones. Now what happens if they're next to each other? Now we're going to start saying, can opposing stuff buff themselves? So now I get +2 to cast because I'm in 12 of 2 herdstones and I'm a Beastman player and I control both. That'd be interesting. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm going crazy on this. It'd be actually funny though if there's a mission. So get this. Sorry, I'm just going to tangent here. The TOs set up this cool scenario. 2 Beastmen players are rocked up with their herdstone, and they just fight out to try and get the 400 victory points for beating up, for owning their own. So they're not even playing the scenario. They're like, "Fuck that! I'm going after the herdstones because they're worth 400 VP if I control both of them."
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Who's herdstone?
Mark say he doesn't think they'll allow herdstone housing estates. Getting a herd job. Anyway, cool. Okay, enough herdstoning then.
Enough of
that. What do you think of the best spell in the game now, Josh?
Ooh.
Flock of Doom.
It's made the call.
Flock of Doom, spell number 3 from Primal Magic. Have you read that one?
I did. Like, that was the one that caught my eye first because I'm always interested to see how they illustrate a flock of birds attacking a unit. And normally it's like 5d6 strength 1 or 2 hits, all that type of thing.
Yeah.
And this is like completely different way of doing it. I mean, how is a flock of like crows causing multiple wounds too?
Yeah, I have no idea. I reckon it's honestly, I want to know if there's a worse spell out there in old world than that one. I don't know.
The Flock of Doom.
It's a nonsense spell. The most nonsense. We can all agree with that. It's just like strength 3, AP 0, multi-wound 2. It's just like, they had like a few dice and they were like, oh, what should we give this spell? Oh yeah, AP 3, AP 0, strength 3, multi-wound 2. It's just so random. It just doesn't make.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Yeah, I don't know how you're getting wounds off.
Thematically, it doesn't work. It doesn't actually kill anything. And if it did kill anything, they didn't have more than 1 wound anyway. So, like, it's just so weird. Anyway, I'm being negative. I'm not meaning to be. It's just funny. But there's some other.
No, it is funny. It is. Yeah. There's some good ones, but yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, like, I mean, it's a good signature spell. I mean, this is definitely up the alleys of. I was skimming the Grand Armies, magic one.
Board control.
There's a banner in there that gives you -1 as well. There's so many ways. I reckon they can get to -5 leadership with this thing. And if you're setting up a herdstone estate as well, you can get -6. if you're the other person's, if you touch the other person's herdstone. So this is good. And then
as long as the herdstones themselves don't touch. That's
right. That's right. Well, it's within 6. Yeah, -1 leadership and treat open ground as difficult terrain. I mean, that's just that's so good.
The bubbles are so big. They're so good. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just nuts.
The only worried thing with this, I don't know if has it got enough spells on it to not take law familiar? Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, it's almost
is that
like
sig good enough that that's the only one you're going for? Maybe, and you just take a level 2 or a level 1 and just grab that one.
Well, that's what I was thinking. Like, would you take a level 4? That's what I was thinking. I don't know if I take a level 4 with this law as such, because there's so many random, useless. Well, sorry, just spells I probably don't need.
Yeah, 5's crap. 46-inch random range. It's just you don't want to. I mean, again, we're talking competitive here.
Yeah, it's like real situational stuff that you're going to be like, oh, I want this, but I don't want anything else, or I just want these two. Like,
yeah. Josh, how do you think number 4, Fury of the Beast, works? The fight in extra rank. If you've got that mixed unit, the Primal War. What's it called? The Primal. I can't remember what it's called now. War Host. No, whatever it's called. The mixed Ungor Gore unit that's in this book.
Is it Warhead?
Something like that. Maybe. How do you reckon that works with so spears? The Ungors are in the back rank with spears, and they've got fight and extra rank. And then if you cast this on them, and you get fight and extra rank special roll.
Yeah, I mean, it's not cumulative though, is it? Isn't it just?
I thought all rules were special cumulative unless otherwise and stuff.
Yeah, I would have thought possibly. So
can you? I guess what I'm getting at is, can you get to like 2 ranks of Gores and then have young Gores still with the spears, 1 rank of them fighting? I don't know. Or am I just? I don't know.
It depends which rank each guy's in, I guess, doesn't it?
Well, the gore have to be in the front, and you need 10 and 10.
Yeah.
So,
so there'd be 2 ranks, but then the Ungor can still fight with the spears across those 2 ranks. Is that where you're?
Yeah, well, usually they could if they're fighting extra ranks and they're in the 2nd rank, correct? Because they've got a spear. Is that how it works? I think so.
But if you got 10 and 10, wouldn't that be in the 3rd rank?
Well, yeah, but then if you cast this, do you get like the extra reach? That's what I'm getting at. I don't know.
Can the 3rd rank now with their spears reach through? Or vice versa? Oh, yeah. No, it'd have to be that, I think.
Yeah. Because that's the only reason I think that would be that. Well, I mean, it's useful with a gore unit still, I guess. But yeah, I think you're right, Andrew. And then the number 1's good with the reserve move, but wasn't there, you've got a bound item to cast that anyway? So you start sort of getting to the point where you're like, there's 1 or 2 spells in it, and one of them's a signature. So maybe it's not as good as, first reading it. I don't know.
At least the signature means, at least if that one's the one that's good, you can just...
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You can take it.
Yeah. And plus
you
it
roll,
would bubble.
Roll, see what you get. If you don't get what you want, just signature.
Yeah.
And this would stack. So if you had a couple of level 1s throwing this, you're getting level 1, -1, wouldn't it? Like,
yeah,
it would stack.
But yeah, 6 is good, I think, as well, because 6 is taking down the ability to shoot your army, which seems to be a big problem. Obviously, it won't fix magic shooting, but I mean, that's where magic resistance comes in. But it's got this, and then it's got the magic item as well. So yeah, there's a lot of things in like survivability that you could build into. There's just I think it's good. It just needs to be played out, and people find their little synergies that they like.
Yeah. Well, I think that Leviticus, he brought the vesicles with great weapons fighting extra rank on a charge is cool. And then Entropy said vesicles don't get a charge ever, which is true. But then you think, can you give them that banner that gives them the extra 3? Was it a banner with the extra 3-inch, but also maybe even give it, like if you got a demonology wizard and do the flying.
And there was a leadership to charge you, to be able to charge you banner and all sorts of
maybe
things.
There is some play with besticles a bit, like I don't know.
There's that anti-charge stuff, like there is, like that's like you said.
Yeah, then you get the charge back. Exactly. I mean, especially if you've got this dangerous terrain and stuff that only affects the enemy, and then you come back at them.
Yeah,
you might see it. You might see some play. I think it's worth chatting a little bit about these magic items, though.
Yes. Good.
So this is one of the only books where every magic item is available in. It's not. None of these are locked in the journals.
Oh, I hadn't seen that.
Yeah,
I think that's what it was when we skimmed it. Yeah.
And they're so good. There's so many are so good.
Which ones do you like? The magic weapons. Obviously, the Black Mauler. Is this the first time we've seen the most expensive weapon actually potentially usable?
Yeah, that seems. Just reading that now.
You hadn't seen it?
AP. No, I hadn't read through the magic weapons before. And the extra D6 attacks as well. That reminds me a bit of that old 6-head Orc and Goblin axe that does that. And but if you roll a 6, you'd lose the effect of it.
Yeah, this one you just lose -1.
Oh, you lose the weapon skill.
Yeah,
there isn't a similar thing. So they have taken that structure.
You can't get your weapon skill back with the either gods or whatever too. So maybe it's slightly less of an issue. I don't know.
I'm sure you're still going to be hitting on 4s for quite a while, even if you do lose a weapon skill.
Just take that banner that gives you hatred all the time.
Yeah. You don't
care. Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
But check out the last one, Josh. I reckon that's like such a good 25-point weapon. The very last one, the Scimitar.
The Skulltar.
For 25 points.
So AP1, Armor Bane.
Someone multiple too. Yeah. And you got like all the Minotaurs and stuff in here, and obviously the, your Doom Bull and is it the War Bull, whatever is the other one.
Yeah.
So if you're looking at like, make it quite defensive and you just want a cheap offensive weapon for something that's 25 points, you got higher strength, and then you're giving yourself AP1 armor bane 1 and multi wounds 2. Like, it's still quite a good weapon for 25 points.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, that's good value.
Yeah, I mean, there are so many of them. Like that cleaver's not too bad as well. I mean, you're fishing for 6s, but if you roll a 6, they basically get no armor, ward, or regen, and it's a strength minus 2 AP. So I was like thinking, do you get to the point where you just, I mean, it's not multi wounds, but where you just,
yeah,
you can get that thing that gives you reroll 1s to wound as well. So like you're just basically trying to, every time you hit a 6, because you know if you put this on something with strength 6 anyway, he's wounding high stuff on 4s, but then straight through, which is interesting. The problem is dragons, so they have so many wounds. Probably going to be struggling all the time to do that, but yeah, that's good. And then magic armor, geez, we'll just give him full plate or heavy armor, whatever you want there with the ward, and it's common, so you can take it on everything. So.
Everything.
Yeah, I was confused about how this seems very weirdly patched on almost, like, because in the Warriors of Chaos one, isn't it kind of like the character has the chaos armor, X, ward special rule, but then they also just have light or heavy armor or whatever, and just the chaos armor allows them to wear armor and still cast. Like, so were they looking at retrofitting this sort of thing
into the other one? I don't know.
Into the other one? I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
It's quite cool.
It is. Oh, yeah.
The one thing that Beastmen were struggling with was they only had the Talisman of Protection, really, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That was it. Now you can just spam this across all your wizards and everything. It's crazy.
Yeah. Full plate armor across the board. I mean, it's still 40 points, so it's not cheap, but...
Well, that's it's so bad. The negative of this is there's so many good items, you don't have enough points sometimes to use them.
That's right, because you're using up all your magic item allowance.
This is where this wild herd might come in, because you get the extra 25 points to spend, like the Royal Clan do in Dwarves.
Yeah. The Talisman of Protection by itself is 35 points. So, like, for me, that's just as cheap as.
Yeah.
So
you're paying, 5 points for your full plate armor?
And then for the heavy, it's cheaper.
It's a discount.
You're making money. You're making points.
Yeah. Then you got this non-shooting magic attacks, extra 2 like armor value if it's against non-magical shooting attacks, so making it a little bit survival against shooting, that is. The dark Talisman of Dark Rain, just it's only single use, but all enemy missile weapons just halved, and enemy war machines can't shoot for 50 points. It's pretty expensive, but I mean, geez.
If you go against a shooting army, that is punishing. Yeah. You're going to get 1 full round of no shooting, and you can pick when you want it. So, you might not want to use it in your first turn because you might be out of range of quite a few.
Yeah, you might be. Yeah, and you might be like already in cover and stuff. Yeah, exactly.
You just move up just out of their range, and then, next turn, pop it, run in, and then charging. Could be huge.
How? Against the right, do you find people might find it a bit situational for 50 points? Do you think
it's well priced, because I think it makes you go, "Oh,
yeah,
I want to spend that or not?" Yeah.
Because if you come up against the Royal Army, it's just going to be a complete waste as well.
Yeah,
but I guess I don't know, because you can say the same thing about the Flying Banner, but the Flying Banner is so powerful in the right situation that it's just worth it anyway, right?
And again, it depends what you're doing. If you're playing a 5-game tournament, you probably think, okay, well, as long as it's useful 3 out of 5, then it's probably worth bringing, that type of thing. Potentially.
You can invest in what I suppose, your weakness. So if you have an army that might be, per se, weak against shooting, if you had like a Beastmen army that was susceptible to shooting, it gives you at least the chance to cover that. Same with like the flying one. Like, for whatever reason, if you just find that flies are killing you, then, you'd probably opt for that. Like, it just gives you, room to optimize.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So this is also what I heard come up, and Entropy's right with that going back to that magic armor there, the Shaggers now 2+ save 5 up more. So they may be coming back big time. Yeah. You can't obviously take the giant spawns in those other 2 armies either. So the Shaggers back in play, I guess. Probably skip that one. The banners, the Gore banner is, what was that one? Oh, this is one we're talking about where, any unit trying to declare a charge against it must first take a leadership test. If it's failed, they can't charge. They can't move. They're counted as charging. They're just stuck there. And obviously so many ways to do leadership debuffs.
So it's like a fear check, but not fear, almost.
Just
because anything has to take it. Weird. Yeah, I mean, you're right. With the leadership buffs, if you have -2 or -3 going or something ridiculous, you just throw the unit up. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Banner of the Warp Moon that's the
Banner of the Warp Moon.
Yeah, that's the one we're talking about. That's the Falcon Horn.
Yeah, the Falcon banner.
Yeah.
Does this shift the meta a little bit at all? Like, obviously, you have people built around. I don't know if they built around it, but they definitely are aware of the Falcon Horn. Do you know what I mean? Like, some armies, you just go, oh, crap, if I'm coming against, I'm screwed or not, or I can't take this because in case I come against Brett's. Now you got another popular army potentially that's going to be out there that can do a similar thing.
Can I bring one thing up before we get into this? That this banner kind of forces you to build into it by bringing Bestigors with veteran, because I've seen a few people talking about it. Because you do a leadership check, depends on like that whole warband, modified, unmodified. However that plays, I haven't looked into that bit, but the only reroll on leadership checks I think that you can get is Bestigors, so you can take this banner.
Yeah, that's definitely got veteran. You have to pay for the veteran, I think, but
which is.
But you can take it in a unit of 5 Bestigors, I think.
It's minimum 5.
I think it is. So you could, you could just have a little. I think it's 5, so I might be wrong there. But
they babysit your herdstone, basically. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, you might want to take a few more, I guess, for that. But yeah, you're very right. Actually, you might have to take a little bit of them. Plus, this is a 45-point banner. Like at some point, you run out of units that have banners, so you probably will have to take a few little ones. And for something that doesn't have to actually be in the unit where its effect is. Do you know what I mean? Like you can have this anywhere and it just blows it, and then it's
That's
I guess it doesn't blow it. What does this banner do? It just
glows.
It glows, does it?
It glows,
glowing with the balls of light. Okay. And they don't want to see it. Fair enough.
Yeah, they don't want to see it.
No, good point, Andrew. We missed that last week. Yeah, last night. How to get those rerolls. Yeah.
Yeah, I've just heard a few people talking about it, and they're like, "Oh, you kind of need to build into it," which isn't a bad thing. Like it's, you just can throw it on a unit.
No, you should have to build into it. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
You should have to for something that powerful.
The beast banners, there's the 3-inch one, like mini Swift Stride for 40 points.
I was going to say the most interesting effect of that banner for me, obviously, to see is how the Brett players of all people react to that. Because most of the time,
they don't care because they got
counting.
Fast.
Yeah, they got the fast pegs anyway. But
they don't care.
Most of the time, it's a mirror match where they've had to deal with that. But this is their first time where it's not that. Yep. So yeah, but yeah, you're right. I mean, they're moving 8, so it's they're probably fine. And they're still 360 charging.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah,
even if they're not flying.
Yeah, it's almost like more like Brett Entropy just said Brett players won't really care. It's more so everyone else. Because everyone else is like, okay, as long as they don't come against Brett's with that, I'll be okay. And now I think you might see a few Beastmen armies, to be honest.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. They're probably not. I don't know. I doubt they're going to be as popular as Brett's and stuff still, but you never know.
I don't think everyone has movement of like dragons and things, but the problem is like I was saying, Gommo in my rant is there's so much stuff flying in a Vampire Count's army that flies. And then all of a sudden, if it can't fly, like I've got maybe 2 or 3 units that move 1 or 2 inches or something.
1 or 2 inches, so they're completely destroyed.
And they're not even the bad
yeah.
things. Like that's not the fly that you want to nerf, you know?
Yeah.
Do you have a full-on rant about this in the AJ video?
I don't know if it was the AJ one.
It was Aussie comp as well. I think I was ranting about because that as well limits flying. I'm just like all these things that limit flying. If you got like you can't move effectively. Like I don't mind going down from a 10 to a 6 or even a 4, but like you go down to a 1. I'm like yeah. Okay. Sorry.
Vampires aren't a real army, apparently. He's got cameras go. Then we got the soiled tapestry of 15 points. Unit carrying the soiled tapestry gains hatred, but everyone else gets hatred against it. I reckon that's cool. I like this one.
It's awesome.
Yeah. And so just means you just got to do a lot more killing. So you don't care.
Just passionate.
The name of that item does bring up something that I've been thinking about, and that is like sword tapestry. Like you're literally going to paint a banner and just have it brown.
Yeah.
Soiled, right? Like, and like for me, it's like, Beastmen is probably the one army that I probably never paint because I just love it's not bright enough for me. I don't know.
Tell me about it. That's why I'm so depressed at the moment. Anyway. I will see. Once I get first wash of oils on this first unit of gauze, it might change, but I don't know. Yeah, it's I get your point. Yeah, it's just very maybe that's part of the allure of it too. Once you're all done with it and it is all bland and dirt, it looks cool. Yeah, but I'll wait till we get there.
I reckon you got to work hard on finding bits of contrast or areas that you can sort of emphasize to make it appealing and
bleach bone skulls everywhere on the ground. Does that work? I don't know.
Yeah,
lots of death. But I get your point. And the Beastmen obviously didn't do the tapestry, so it's obviously been ripped out of someone's manor when they've just gone and burned it to the ground.
The sword tapestry. Paint a really cool Bretonian wall hanging and mess it up afterwards.
Yeah.
Get Danny to freehand.
Get Danny to freehand it and just cover it.
Use another banner, like use an Empire BSB banner or something like that, and just there's so many opportunities. Like
people might know this because it was something. It was a while ago, but there was some artists that did that. They spend all and I think they videoed them doing the artwork or something, and then they just rolled it all white or something, and that's what they hung up in the museum. So, like, it was something like that. Okay, I probably like butchered this thing, but it's something like that where there's all this work gone into it, and you can't actually see it, and the only way to see it is like to watch the video of him actually like doing it type thing, and the amount of work he put in, and then it's all covered up. Something weird like that.
Some stupid thing like that would be in a museum, I'm sure. Just like they just put some absolute shit in the museum.
Yes.
Probably butchered it
next to the banana masking tape to the wall.
What do we got enchanted on? Sort of the Great Hunt. Man, geez, we're already an hour in and we're only going to touch on this. But anyway. Ambusher +1/-1.
10 minutes or so on this.
Was the shit talking episode, wasn't it?
There's just not really one bad.
I love it.
Like even that's good. If you're going to play Ambush, you're going to have to take that one. So it's good. Like I said, the Scourge of Burden, the one we talked about before. So you can get one of those reserve spells just with this power level 2 anyway, which will be power level 3 if you're casting around the Herdstone. It does add to the bound, didn't it? I can't remember. I think it did. I think that Cacophonous Dirge is probably, I don't know. It's just negates your muso, but I don't know if that. I mean, it helps, but I reckon
what
about it.
Wait, we cannot use that. Okay, so we can't hear there. We can't hear the musician.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it does happen a lot. Hey, where you're tired and you win because of your muso, and you go, "Nah, sorry, man, you can't use it." But still, very situational. But 15 points is fine.
Yeah, I'm not sure how useful it is. That just really amuses me that they have. I don't think have we ever had an item before that counters a musician.
I think so.
Call it Cacophonous Dirge.
Yeah, I just love how many words they use. They should have just said
really
can't use any of his rules.
Yeah. be
Arcane
so
items. The Blood of the Shadow Grave, common magic item. It's the old school dispel, basically. Just dispel scroll. Done.
I know, just straight up.
Yep. I was saying to Andrew, a bit of inflation. They used to be 25 points when they you know.
Well, they were very well priced at 25.
Yeah,
they were.
But yeah, I mean, just these guys having better magic defense than most armies is crazy. And then the Demon Heart. This is friggin' awesome. So basically, you cast or dispel. Sorry, it's only dispel, isn't it? Sorry. You dispel one level higher than whatever the wizard casting the spell is.
Your level one's just it's so good.
But it also works in negative too. So if you're level 4 and some level 1's casting, you're dispelling at level 2. But I guess the idea here is you. I mean, you can take a level 4, and if most people take level 4s, you don't care. You just go, now I'm level 5. But also to have it.
You spend all this money on this level 4 kitted out, 300 point bloody level 4 mage, and this level 1's just.
It's just got a level, and you're still, and half your rolls you still fail.
That's a really nice counter. Like if you're just taking level 4 off a magic defense, it's going to do just as much work, if not more, because you're getting +1 higher as well. That's incredible.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
And on top of that, you've got all these buffs too you're dispelling. There's other ways to get buffs on that stuff as well. So you can get up there, which is pretty cool. And then go to 15 points. You just get to use that primal magic. I mean,
with that item, so I would assume that the dispel range would be at your level, so you'd have to be within 18 or whatever. But then you get boosted if you're trying to dispel after that, right? Like, that's how it would work.
You won't get a 24-inch dispel. It's just
So I guess that's the handicap slightly.
Yeah.
But if you're level 4 and you're dispelling level 1 and you go down to level 2,
true. You're a 24-inch.
You're still 24.
Because it's only.
Because it would only be checked at the time of attempting the dispel, right? And then you work out the modifiers after that.
Yeah.
Surely that'd be the order.
It's interesting because it doesn't actually talk about roles anywhere. So you could argue that you become that? Like, as in.
I was sort of bringing it up as a devil's advocate, but now you're making me worried that I might have a problem.
Because it's like when attempting wizard dispel, the bearer of the demon heart counts their level of wizardry as being 1 higher than that of the wizard. So if you count your level of wizardry and now you're level 2 because you dispel level 1, well, level 2 wizardry levels only have an 18-inch dispel.
Yeah.
It doesn't talk about dice rolls there, does it? Not really.
No, it doesn't. It just talks about the level of wizardry, which by definition would be.
Like
me,
you've got to go to the rule book now and then look at how that's all written.
Because you can't attempt to dispel a spell that's going to be outside of your range, I'm guessing.
That's true. So then
this is saying when attempting a wizardly dispel.
Yeah.
So to me, it might say something like, you can't dispel, so you won't be able to attempt it.
But then if you attempt the instant you attempt it, now you're out of range. I don't know.
I don't know.
I feel like the intention was around rolling the dice bit, but
that's what I'm thinking.
I'm sure that was the intention of the rule. Yeah.
Because that's huge. If you got level, like the 24 inches for whatever rules smithing, that is.
I mean, it's a nerf if you're taking on a big character, but on low one, it makes it better, doesn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not sure you take it on a big character. Yeah.
And they can just run around and chase their, because you don't care if he dies.
What's the chat saying on there? I think we had sorry, Entry says you've been ignoring the stupid chat. Yeah, sorry. We're so enthralled with the beasts here. I even put the chat up on the screen here.
I can't read it, so I'm out of the chat screen.
Anyway, man, there's so much more in it. It's a good book. I think they've done a good job. I've got to call out. Well, actually, we won't talk about the Praeton. There's heaps to look at. I just want to talk about my man. I like him. Sort of crawl more, the Prophet of Ruin. I reckon he's a cool character. Have you looked at this dude?
Yes. Yeah. No, I looked at him the other day.
He's monitoring the chat.
The leering. Sorry, I was looking up at level 4.
Yes. And what did you think I said?
I didn't get far because.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
So you asked my opinion about something.
Yeah.
But yeah, the leering spirit, guys. What's going on with the leering spirit, and what modeling opportunities does this give?
Well, I mean, this character comes with that little dude, so that's even better.
With the marker, yeah.
With the leering spirit.
So finally, you get to use one of those extra little things, which is good.
Yeah.
Wait, does it come in the box? What do you mean it's like a model?
Yeah, it comes with this little weird little dude.
Oh no, I didn't realize.
Yeah, it's like his familiar thing with like the horns. Like it's
all these wizards came with familiars.
Oh yeah, I think I saw the horny one.
I realised I bought one of those and I haven't used it. That's funny.
It's awesome.
I bought the Necromancer one. I mean Necromancy Empire wizard. I haven't used her. He comes with this little creepy looking. He's probably actually really cool looking guy. You should look it up. I mean, his artwork's in this book, but is he in this book? If you do know it, I mean, I haven't skimmed through it to know if the special characters are in the paint jobs here. I don't think they are.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't look at that.
Nah, so you probably can't see him. No, I just like he's got an extra wound on top of a normal Great Bray Shaman. He's got a 4-up ward as well, and then this ability to do the devolve spell, power level 3, which is the leadership test. Take wounds. I guess it's sort of like the old, what is it, the 6th ed Light of Death thing from Tomb Kings, where you just take a leadership.
Oh, the casket spell.
What you fail it by, you just take that many wounds. It's like, again, lots of places to get leadership debuffs on here.
Yeah. Including Cromwell himself with the Grizzly Totem just below it. Yeah.
Well, him, or the other thing too is
all the other spells and
or you just plonk it because you can't attack this thing. You could actually just wait to see where it's all set up, because when do you put it down? You put it down at the end, don't you? Oh no, you put it down when he deploys it.
Yeah, right? When he goes down.
But imagine certain armies with like war machines or something, and they're sort of sitting in a corner somewhere and just put this thing right near them. Usually war machines aren't testing at the massive leadership, and you're just like nuking them. Obviously, you don't get
the 6 turns. Sure.
Yeah. So there's that option, or you just put it in the middle somewhere where you're getting these debuffs. If you're a dragon, are you coming near here? If he's there with some of those other debuffs and the herdstone and stuff, and potentially -4 leadership.
Oh yeah.
It's like
good point.
A little bit scary. I mean, you lose almost half your wounds if you roll normally or average. It's pretty interesting for a special character. I just like it's pretty rare to see a special character and go, oh, actually, it's probably not too bad.
Yeah. No, agreed.
Rules aside, they nailed the aesthetic for the little creep. Yeah, I mean, Josh, you have to look him up if you haven't seen him.
Oh no, I have to look him up.
Yeah.
No, I'm intrigued.
Yeah. He does look creepy.
I mean, I probably could bring it up if to share. Or anyway,
oh yeah, I did see that. Yeah, okay.
I did see. Yeah.
It's got like that little sideways thing to his head, like it. It's creepy.
He's creepy. Yeah. Anyway, that's the Beastmen. Did anyone buy anything? I guess not. Just me, stupid me again. Is that right?
Yeah.
What ones do you go on?
He loves it.
So I actually haven't bought this guy yet. You got to get it through order, like pre-order, so like the UK.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I was about to do that, and I got sidetracked. So I'll just sort it out at some point. But yeah, no, I got the I ended up getting the box, and the book and the dice. So that way,
big box.
Flash out my Gors Ungor and get a giant like the Gorgon, because I've got everything else, I think, and I'll print miniatures. So I probably don't need.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so it Should be good when it comes. Just obviously have to paint them, which is a little depressing at the moment. I don't know what it is. I'm in a bit of a rut, but I'll get there.
Was it the airbrush? You sound like you're having trouble with the airbrush.
And probably it's a combination of the airbrush and
it's the audiobooks.
Colory scheme. Yeah, that I need to use them to get through.
Listen to a Beastmen audiobook if there is. I don't even know if there is any audiobooks on Beastmen, but like, or maybe Chaos or something, and it just gets you in the mood.
Yeah, okay. I've got more Empire related ones, but yeah, I could have a look.
Yeah, just as
it's not really it's not me sitting down to paint, it's the actual working out. I had some airbrush issues, but also just color scheme. And I think, to be honest, I'm starting with the hardest ones. The gauze are little, and that doesn't make them easy to airbrush. I reckon if I just started on the Minotaurs, which are bigger, or the Dragon Ogres, probably would work a bit better. But
so the vision as you're going's not working.
Have you bettered down the color scheme?
No, that's the thing. That's why I started with the gauze, play around with some different skin tones and stuff. But the problem is, it's all a bit there. So. And you're right, because it's all skin. I went for a real white on some of them, and then I'm trying just more flesh, but then trying to dry brush the rest to contrast over the rest, and then oils. So, the thing is, the way the oils work, it's almost different how, I'd usually wax and base coats and washes. Here we go on hobby. We should talk about this in hobby. And then, highlight up. Whereas it's almost like this way, you're doing a lot more, like you're airbrushing a little bit, maybe slap chop in some areas, and then some contrast. You sort of do it, and then even some highlights to push it, and then you put the oils on.
Yeah.
So it's like it's delayed gratification to right near the end. And you know what miniatures are like? Sometimes they look like crap for so long until you get that wash part, and I'm struggling with that a little bit, I think. It'll be right once you do a few of them and know that it's worth.
Sometimes it helps to do smaller batches in that situation, I reckon, because then you get that gratification more easily.
Yeah,
you do
that's
20
definitely
at once.
Hobby, yes.
You just don't get through it.
And I've got a thing to touch on with that as well, which is good. So I'll touch on that when we get to that. Did the chat bring up anything that was interesting to do with our Beastmen? There's been so much. I didn't track any of it much. Yeah, who cares? Let's just go. Why don't we go on?
I said put up this. He felt the Arcane Journal. He felt it made with a lot more love, at least in contrast to the real one, which is controversial.
Well, the Beastmen one was probably supposed to be out months ago, and it's just it's funny. It's just like it does. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, you're probably right.
Is that from a strength perspective or like the soul of the Arcane Journal? Like,
I think he means the soul. I think
the soul.
It made it with a lot of love, is what he said.
Just like
I just think the Wood Elf one suffers a bit because I'm trying to think if there's other armies. Probably a little bit of maybe dwarfs were a little bit like that, but not too bad. But where there's an obvious army they should have done and they didn't do it
because they couldn't.
Okay, because of AOS rules things. And I feel like that's it's the tree spirits, it's literally they're married into it with like a rhyme and all that stuff. It's like literally the heart and soul of the army. And it's not really in it, but it is in it. It's just underneath they tried to hide it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think it's a bit disjointed to me in that regard. And as a result it feels a bit weak.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So hopefully that'll all settle down as you get more of them back, and I think they even mentioned in one of those articles that they might touch on the tree spirits later. Like when you're reading the Arcane Journal, they're talking about them all the time. Tree spirits and stuff, and then you just
they are. Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about. Like that's why you go Wood Elves in a bit. It's not because of their archers or their infantry. It's like the whole tree spirits entish, combination. Like I think it's that. That's why.
Orcs and goblins could have fell to that same fate if it wasn't for the fact that orcs and goblins had so much stuff like trolls and all this other stuff. But without mentioning night goblins and fanatics, you are losing without mentioning night goblins, you are losing a mass and squigs.
Yeah,
you're losing so much of the orc and goblin flavor, and it's not really mentioned much in the Arcane Journals and stuff. It's sort of like just Oh, yeah, we don't talk about that, even though it's like one of the best parts of the friggin' army, you know? Like, it's just weird. Anyway. Plus, they lost their 5 pillars. Yeah, true.
Yeah.
What else? And then on top of that, Beastmen get all these things like minus people shooting and stuff. Like, what else are probably like, what the just happened here? Didn't even get 2 weeks with this army, and it's already got like nerfs coming with the next Arcane Journal came out.
Yeah.
Okay, do you want to chat rumors quickly?
Yep, let's do it.
That was the other thing.
Rumors.
Yep. Before we went on to our usual stuff. So yeah, we're done now. We got the 9 journals out. We know what the game looked like as in the version 1, which is cool.
Well, yeah. The initial factions, yeah.
But now, so the other day, Andrew and I did our hobby hour. We just decided, I said, oh, do you want to get on? Are you going to do hobby? And he's like, yeah, yep. And that was me trying to get out of my rut a bit. And then we're on there, and then
about 5 minutes of hobby.
I think we were about an hour in, wasn't it? And we're getting these comments. I think it was Perfity or someone was just saying like,
it wasn't much hobby.
Like, yeah, but the comments were funny because it was like they were trying to, like they were saying, yeah, they were like prompting us that this stuff was answered. Like we were talking about stuff, but and then we realized, hang on, is there some rumors that they're like we've just missed? Like 2 hours before we went live.
Yeah.
This post dropped on
yeah, we thought they were referring to other rumors, but it was not.
Yeah. And so it's so funny. And like it took us so long to realize what was happening. But anyway, so then we covered it. So that's why it went so long. But basically, yeah, this is the main sort of leaker, not what do you call it, rumor moderator guy from the big Discord group. If you haven't seen that, jump over there. Basically saying that, yeah, it sounds funny. He's like, he's known this stuff for ages, but until the guys at Warhammer World were just starting to talk about it, now he feels like bugger, I can talk about it because if they're talking about it, he can't get in trouble. Yeah. So, yeah, I'll just read this bit. It says, as rumored, there's a rule set review in the works. I hear it should land this summer, which I guess, is June, July, August sometime or whatever. Different times have been suggested by different sources. If I were to make a bet, I'd say July or thereabouts, roughly after Cathay. And for simplicity, I'm internally calling it the Old World 1.5. It's not a new edition. Basically, he doesn't know. He's saying it's probably a PDF. It's not like a full book. So I've got to clear my throat, sorry. But then, yeah, what should you expect, I guess? I think I like what he says here. It's like, in general terms, if you feel something's too good, there's a good chance that it's been changed or it had its points cost adjusted. Not sweeping, but like, so not massive stuff, but just what you probably expect, which I thought was awesome. And then so buffs to infantry that make them better in combat and combat res, especially large blocks. Although, unfortunately, he says it's not clear if monstrous infantry is included. He's saying gut feel says no. Adjustments to magic to reduce that disparity between level 2s and 4s.
Yeah.
Nerfs or adjustments to vortices. Adjustments to reduce the dominance of mounted lords and possibly skirmishers and line hammer. So, yeah. I mean, overall, what we've been talking about, but I guess coming sooner rather than later. And given
sounds
how
like
quick everything's been pumping out, I don't
know. Something could be like next week, all of a sudden.
Yeah, well,
right.
I mean, roughly Cathay. Like it sounds like we're getting.
Oh man,
I don't know. It feels like we're going to know when Cathay's going to go for pre-order in June, and it'll be in July when it goes to pre-order. Do you know what I mean? Like I think we'll find out when it. So, which
they went really hard, especially because if you think back and think, well, the Beastmen release is this week, but they probably intended it to be before the Wood Elf book, and then was the Wood Elf book actually released at the time they intended it?
Yeah,
originally. Then this is actually should be a little bit of a gap before Cathay, so it might be honest, even before we realize.
Yeah, no, it's
barely with the Beastmen release.
Yeah.
What the hell? And Perfect is saying Cathay announcement next Sunday in my opinion. When you say announcement, you mean like when it's coming? Like as in
Yeah, like
I don't even know what that means.
Assuming
Like,
it's
what do you mean?
a
Like,
proper, it's happening. Here's the pre-releases. Here's the boxes. Some
the
more
problem
specific
is,
info.
okay, saying it's in pre-order the week after. Wow.
You reckon
Yeah.
that quick?
So yeah, okay. So he's doing the maths on because this has been the rumor that it's released 5th of July.
Yeah.
So if you do that, and that's a 2-week window, you get back to the middle. Well, you get back to it'll be the 21st, the weekend of the 21st. Is that right?
Yeah. That'd be nuts. That's just like back. It's almost like this rush to get it out.
Do you think that's going to hurt
crazy.
sales? Or not?
You have to. Oh, it's not milking it. Like GW does like good milk, I think. Well, they're out there to make money, so to me it just seems a bit strange. But they might just have to, like it might just be a backlog for the site.
Yeah, exactly.
Like we've got to get this out. You know how it's going like a bit slow for a bit. Maybe those reasons, and then all of a sudden
we got Horus Heresy as well, and then I'm pretty sure it's like next year. Am I right? And that's the 40th. I'm getting confused. Is it the 40th anniversary of 40K? Oh god, yeah. Well, actually, yes, I heard that as well. So, yeah.
Whoa.
I don't know. There was even a weird AI picture of me of holding the launch box, but
with 7 fingers.
With 7 fingers, yeah. 7 fingers. I was trying to make it look like we had it, but yeah. What was I saying? I just think, like, unless you're crazy and buying Wood Elves and Beastmen and then Cathay, it probably doesn't hurt sales, I guess. And do you really care at that point? I don't know. Cathay's just going to be so big anyway.
The partner cares. I know that much. I think, like, at the end of the day, you can only spend so much money on Warhammer. And I think Games Workshop knows that without, like, oh, this new thing's out. Like, I think they do know that people, especially the same system, that you've only got so much to spend on a game throughout the year. Like, if you only follow one system per se, like, I think it would. Challenge accepted, Andrew. Beautiful.
Andrew said, spends a year developing a ranking site. Masters ruined by Cathay. Is that because we can use them now? I don't know. Yeah. Yes, I get your point. I was more worried about thinking it's so funny, like Castle Assault. Like you'd be able to take them pretty much.
Yeah,
it would be. Yeah. I was actually thinking, could it be possible that this whole rule update drops like well before Castle as well? It could quite easily happen, right?
Just imagine just the
like
meta shift.
July,
good though as well.
Easily.
It'd be fun to, like the meta's settled.
If that did happen and the meta's completely shifted, what happened? Did we just drop Aussie comp?
Yeah, probably.
Just scrap it.
Oh yeah.
I think Kendall.
Everyone has to rewrite new lists.
Surely.
Yeah.
If they made infantry good, it'd be pretty hard pressed, I think, saying like
it would have to be. It would even have to be.
It's Aussie comp V3 and there's no comp restrictions. It's just yes. So that way Kendall can't get ripped off. There's a few people that like have a go at TOs for changing stuff.
Yeah.
It's just we've just used the latest version of Aussie comp.
Yeah.
Version 3. I think it just depends on what the timing is, how far in advance it comes out. If it came out like 2 weeks beforehand, then it'd probably two. They just have to ignore it. Kind of thing.
It's a little bit like a letdown. Like I hate that when you go to a tournament and like it even happened. Where was it? Was it? No, I'm trying to think. It wouldn't have been. Oh, it would have been. Sorry. I didn't go, but it would have been CanCon where Empire dropped like a week or two before, but you wouldn't have been able to use it. Now, Empire didn't really matter, but it's sort of always a bit frustrating. It always happens where you just like this new thing comes and then you got to play like the old version just for.
Okay, I think you're talking about. I think you might have been talking about CanCon of the previous year where this game called The Old World dropped like 2 weeks before the whole 6-head tournament.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that was a little bit more bearable. Only because we didn't even have it either in Australia.
That's true. We still didn't have the books either. People were like carrying around binders of printed paid. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, so I don't know. The only thing would be a struggle is because of infantry's been pretty rubbish and there's rebasing and all that crap. There'd probably be a lot of people who've just got their army done, but realistically they have like a little unit of like infantry. The rest of it's like monsters and dragons and cav, and then suddenly oh crap, I really do need 40 orc boys. Crap, you know what I mean? Like that would be
suck you in.
Yeah, that would be a little bit annoying if it was 2 weeks out from a tournament and then you change to it, because you just wouldn't be able to probably get it done in time.
Yeah, that's what needs to be far enough in advance.
Yeah, no, I mean, Jason, I'm all for just shaking it up. I don't really care. I'm glad it's not major changes, and I'd hate to have to like go, all these books and they're all useless. I'd rather keep it pretty standard.
Yeah, no.
Well, if people don't have the models, like if they make stuff, if they do change stuff to, and Chubby just said, 25% flyers. If you didn't actually have the models, you'd actually need to go out and purchase them. So it might not just be as easy.
No, that's the thing.
Sees off, and it can be a bit of a commitment for some people. Me, it doesn't bother me because I got like 100 of every model in my army, so in my boxes. But for some people, they might not actually have those models, so it's not as hard as as easy as just rebase them or get a base modified, whatever they call them.
Base modifier, base adapter. Base size adapter. Yeah. I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
So
it just affects the meta change. It's true. Yeah.
Depends how much people have built into the meta, I guess. As well, to some extent. I mean, I guess a lot of people probably have, but it is nice to encourage a more well-rounded army, And surely having people encouraged to go out and buy new stuff, isn't that what GW would want anyway? You know what I mean? It's almost like they'd flip it on their head and go, look, they have to build like 200 infantry block.
Like, no.
You would throw away all your monsters.
Yeah, like there's always that rumor of games that they bring out a new version and the new thing's always good and all that sort of stuff. But if you're actually like, you do think if you're actually smarter, you would do these. You'd want to do FAQ releases and do that sort of stuff, even with something like the old world, to make all units viable because you sell more models. So it just feels really weird to see like I'll use the Bretonian Foot Knights as example. Brand new, awesome looking kit. Who knows when they were actually made? I don't know. But I've yet to see. Well, actually, sorry, I did see someone at maybe the Western Sydney Wargamer. I think there might have been an army down there that had some.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen them in real life. And it's just like, so
brand new box, and it's just unviable in a competitive environment. Fluff, it's great, but like you said, I mean, if something's kind of crap out of the box, even though people might like them, maybe you just
don't buy them. I reckon even a casual game like the Cockatrice looks cool, but no one's going to get it.
Yeah,
reckon? Like I don't know,
it just kind of tarnishes it, even if it's okay, it's not the best thing, it's not the worst thing, it's kind of like in the middle. As long as it's that, you'd probably get it if you like it. But if something's
it must be hard, you can't have everything just across the board, viable, I guess. So, but that's why I'm just saying, like, you'd think it's not. I'm not saying I want Games Workshop to do like quarterly freaking updates and stuff, but I feel like they should actually want to, and they probably do want to be able to patch the games to make most stuff takeable. Because they just sell more. So,
well, that's it. I mean, like you just pointed out. I haven't seen him except for this one guy at this tournament. It was like, it's almost like it's laughable that you bring this new box. Just, it's a bit silly.
Anyway, all fun. Should we crack on to some patron shout-outs and questions and get on to the rest of the show? Cool. Okay, well, thanks for letting us ramble about just wrapping it up. I think we will do a bit of a Arcane Journal. So I think a lot of people will do this Arcane Journal rankings and stuff. I don't know if it'll be on our podcast or just YouTube. yeah, love to hear your thoughts, guys, on the comments. You know, how you think the Arcane Journals all went. But anyway, let's just get on to our patron shout-outs. Every week we do give them a quick shout-out. For those who don't know, you can jump over to patreon.com/oldworldfanatics, check out our tiers there, and then get access to the private chat Discord, as well as a couple other channels on our Australian Discord that they tend to hang out. And they also hang out on our chat here on the live stream. Most of these guys are. So anyway,
most of them. Well, they should be if they're not.
Yeah.
Now I'm getting. What the hell? Now I'm confused.
I know.
I didn't realize we got a new.
We got a new one. What the heck? What's going on with that?
Did we? I didn't see this. Is that? Anyway, I'll call it out.
I'm confused.
Okay.
Just spit it out.
We'll do. Okay, here it goes. So big thank you to ASB out there casually buying new inbox Mordheim sets just to use the whippy sticks. I'm pretty sure ASB did join, but I didn't know if he paid. But that's not his email, so I don't know. I'm confused.
Oh, right. Okay.
So I don't know. It could be, but I don't know. So anyway.
Is an email, you know who it is? It's got like a name, like a blood.
Email, no, not like I gave. No, it's not.
No,
so.
it's a, okay.
Do we need to immediately try to discourage people from changing their patron names to ridiculously long?
It's going to get. Well, we'll see what happens when we get further down. Eh? Anyway, the Orange Juicer, Maddie, Firebird 7137, Peter Holman, Mark Langley, Boss Grand, Matt Hinton, The Old Warrior, Silver Dave, Sporadic Sanity, Mark, Nick, Grand Vanderbolsh, Chris Bowler, Drunkhammer, Nate, Ben, Shooter, Louis, Eugene Chaffel, Benoit, Ed Fawcett, Cam the Dentist, James McKellen, Liam Fallon, Tommy Kublin, Jay McBride, Flatworld's Edge, Sexy Jelly, Herald of the Whole World, Keelherd, David Dodge, Lancaster, Tommy Dogs, Matthew Klein, Thumper, Matt Morris, Perfidy, Griff, Jess Tools, Wood Duck, Josh Griffiths, Nananawam, Daniel Broadstock, Jonathan Wingler, Elliot Mitchum, Gilfos Draconos, Diesel, Denny Gamer, I can see these coming up, Robert Z, Episode 1, The Phantom Penis. OG Whirler. Oh, you bastard. Bobby Gherkin.
Is OG Whirler now no longer OG Whirler?
Yeah, that's right.
Like he's now episode 1, but the other OG Whirler is still there. Is OG Whirler.
Yeah. And then you've got Bobby Gherkin, but upside down. The text is fully around the wrong way, everyone. He's
How
getting
did he do that?
Gunwitch, Zen, Fox, or Sean, Todd Lloyd, and Chapstick. Big thank you, guys. 51 paid. Oh, 56, sorry, paid.
Incredible.
And
incredible. And apparently all the earliest ones are the most mischievous when it comes to renaming.
Yeah, if you feel like getting in there, change your name. It's fun. You'll get a shout out.
Get a shout out either way.
They do send us questions. We sometimes can't catch up with them all. I think Josh has a list of them there. Some might be from last week because I don't think we got to.
It's a question master.
Yep, I'm the question master. I am, and I'll start with the ones from last week. Some of them similar themes, I guess, but a lot of them is just all over the place. Anyway, let's hit. So Mark, who unfortunately I think he's headed off, but I'll hit his question first. He asks, what's been in your pile of shame the longest? How long has it been there? And what excuse are you using for not dealing with it? And I asked him, any minis or Tau specifically? And he was like, anything.
My pile's
the
right
deep dirt. The deep dirt.
Let me check out my pile.
Oh, did you take pictures of it or something? What is he doing?
Who?
You.
I'm going through my pile.
Oh. Yeah. Oh, I thought you were about to run fast. We're both waiting for you to like.
I was digging through it. I was thinking, what was in it?
It can't be that big if it's right next to you. Like my pile is like, that's Project XYZ.
XYZ is still, I've lost interest in going back to the vamps. So no, there was reason for it because I was doing XYZ and then I felt guilty for not rebasing the vamps. So now I'm rebasing the vamps and maybe bought a few more models. But so I'm now back on the vamp train and then I'll go back into XYZ once the vamps are rebased.
Do you remember? You probably don't remember. Ages ago, I set up I re-cleaned up my area, which is now a mess. I labeled like all these things, and one of them is like a drawer that says, you can't see this, current projects, and I was supposed to just keep. It's like one drawer that's probably like an A4 size drawer.
So you were like, I'm lying to myself as you were sticking the sticker on.
And I'm like looking across here going, I've got these big tote boxes where I keep the actual printed armies. So I've got one full of dwarves, the Beastmen, my Empire, which is in the same state. I think one whole shelf up in my display cabinet is just like Tupperware containers of printed like miniatures and shit. And then I've got more shit out the back. I'm just looking at this little drawer that says current projects and just thinking, what the fuck is I thinking?
Projects.
Yeah.
Wait. Which one's been the longest sitting there?
So
what's the most?
I don't know how to answer that because I'd probably say in sort of the modern era since I came back into the game, it's probably like the Wood Elves now. Because it would have been Tomb Kings. I bought a heap of Tomb Kings, but I got them done when 6th Ed came. Like when we started playing 6th Ed, they were all but I bought all these Wood Elves back in 8th, and they're still sitting out there.
I need to see a model, but what do you got in your current projects box that's been sitting in the current project box for August?
Yeah, I'm intrigued.
Okay. Let's go through.
Current projects. What are you currently working on in your current project?
So there was, if you remember this, Andrew, there was a few prints of Flamers and Exalted Flamers.
Oh, it's going back a bit. Yeah.
There is some Wood Elves that I had sprayed like different colors to start on them. Nice. Even some like bases that were in there. I've got just random shit. There's like orcs. There's bits of Wood Elves from the dragon.
Random shit.
There's a Horus Heresy miniature. And there's like a bunch of night goblins that I was going. Remember, I was going to like redo all my night goblins with like reprinted ones, and there's like 10 of them.
The Highlands ones. Yeah.
Just to differentiate.
I don't know. There's a few orcs.
Nice.
That are half painted. It's funny. It's mostly Wood Elves. There's Wood Elves. There's a bunch of like Wood Elves I was trying different like paint jobs on.
Just a box of hopes and dreams.
Yeah. Just sitting there. I just broke that Exalted Flamer. Oh well. Yeah. So it's pretty embarrassing. But it's like, one day. It's not even like I don't even look in there. Like that's not where I'm operating way over there. I'm operating on a different level.
In your current projects.
Josh, what are you going? What are you going?
I'm surprised you guys have both said something relatively recent. Because I was thinking. So
here we go.
Because I feel like there's 3 tiers to my like what's been on my pile of shame the longest. One of them is my collection of was the Raven Guard Horus Heresy.
Okay.
That I started when the Horus got re-released, and then I got completely distracted by 6th Ed. Like I just dropped it, and it's still sitting there, like half painted. I haven't got rid of it. I don't know what to do with it. And then before that, I've got all this Lord of the Rings gear because I was building, like I was doing all these tables and stuff for they put out this Fellowship of the Ring like campaign book, and I was going through with my brother and cousin, like trying to do each scenario sequentially. So I got like halfway through before I think it was a Heresy that's good at. Before that, it was my Sylvaneth Age of Sigmar gear that, again, I got through it 3/4 of the way through, and I painted most of it pretty well, but then I realized Age of Sigmar, I just don't like it. So then I just dropped it. And all 3 of those projects I still have, and I put too much work into them to dump, like completely sell the stuff I've actually done. I just don't want to get rid of it. So they're just sitting there in my pile of shame with no potential scope
won't be able to
read
done into a Wood Elf old world like that. Did you use too much of the newer stuff? You know what I mean?
See, the thing is, I've got dryads and stuff like painted in my Wood Elf theme. The Sylvaneth one, I went for a specific like light grey with red leaf sort of scheme that it would be completely not fit with my spring themed like Wood Elves, unfortunately. So it's completely useless.
Or just
like autumny, like light grey sort of desaturated bark, and then like this heavy, really deep red leaves.
Sounds like I might have to pull out the heresy one and do a heresy fanatics offshoot at some point and get those right.
I put a lot of work into doing them.
Well, you saw the one.
I never played a game. I just I just built them.
Now the next edition's out. So funny. Did you have any? Does any of you? Did you have anything from 8th or earlier though? Back in that day before it all died, like did you have an army?
Me?
Like when did you get that Chaos Dwarf one, Andrew? That was probably back.
Oh yeah,
the longest.
Might have been the end of 8th or the start of 9th age.
Yeah, cool.
Ages ago, like 10 years, maybe. Well, it's been a box for a long time.
It's still sitting there? Yeah.
Most of it. I've painted some. I've played with some of it, but the problem now is you play Chaos Dwarves and you kind of like just playing Orcs and Goblins. So
yeah,
I've painted more Orcs and Goblins than what I have Chaos Dwarves.
Oh, cool. I was going to say there's probably other ways to measure it too, like unopened brand new boxes and stuff. But it's a little bit weirder now with like 3D printing as well.
Yeah.
It just makes it worse. And they're not
unopened STLs that were never printed.
Oh, yeah. How much is that? Yeah. So there's lots of ways to measure the shame.
All the levels like Josh was talking about before, they just keep going. There's just 20 levels.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. Sean asked another question, which weirdly is pretty much the same theme, because he asked pile of shame, growing or shrinking?
Growing. Is it a shame? Right? I don't know if it's a pile of shame though, but it's growing.
Well, it's funny to me because he asked that question last week and then he asked it again this week and he phrased it, is your pile of opportunity growing or shrinking? Pile of opportunity.
Yeah.
I like it. Growing, right? Like, can it be any other direction?
So my goal, I haven't actually I didn't say it outright or anything, but when I thought about it the other day, I think I mentioned it on something, can't remember what it was, that hopefully by the time Old World 2 comes around, I would like to actually have access to most armies. So I probably would leverage Andrew, that you've got vamps and stuff, but I feel like I want to have all the armies at least done up to some level, especially when we get better at the airbrush and can smash a few of them out, like Chaos and stuff like that. So that's sort of my next get to that point where, as the editions of Old World crank around, I've pretty much got the armies that I can then play around with, which probably is not good for being a good player and focusing, but I never claimed to do that. So.
You're a collector.
You play with one army at a time. Yes. So Miss Junk's questions. What are your thoughts on Stillmania? That is a question. She just asked, what are your thoughts on Stillmania? Which is that, like we put that JPEG up the other week, didn't we? Did you talk about that? Yeah. I'm not sure what she's going for with the what are your thoughts on it? Because I feel like we did sort of hit that.
Yeah, I think we hit it. I mean, I think I made the comment that it was like you should still be able to, if you like any tournament should let you in if you actually brought a real Stillmania army. Back in the 5th ed, it's gloss. It's still the same. You bring your 5th ed army book, and they have to let you play. I don't know how it actually works in reality, but it's like, hey, I'm not allowed to change it.
Try to change it. It's got so many layers of varnish. I can't possibly alter it anyway. Then she also asked, with the rumors of Dogs of War, which one of the three of you are going to build the Dog of War army?
Oh, Josh has already got one.
I do. I've already got one. I'm in the process of building one. Entirely regiments of renown, but yeah, it is coming. So I guess I'd be the closest one and probably the most likely one because I actually quite enjoy the.
Yeah, I think you might be because it's not that I wouldn't. You know me, I probably would buy it and start, but it'll just stay in a box somewhere for a while.
Yeah.
They haven't really grabbed me.
I like mercenaries, like the idea of mercenaries in the old world, especially in the fiction. There's a lot of mercenaries and whatnot. But like a conglomerate of mercenaries where you got So like they're all abstract. Like to me, they just don't fit. Like dwarves and orcs.
It would be interesting. I'm very interested to see what they do because I don't think they're just going to go, oh, it's Dogs of War and here's all the old stuff. They'll bring the old stuff out. I feel like they will theme it a bit more, the Tilia or something like that. It might have its own thing, which would be really interesting.
Like ogres could probably go either way, but yeah, you think you need some sort of themey basis or something, like not just Empire and you got a random orc and goblin or just orc unit in there. Like, like it'd have to be realistic. I'd hope.
Outside of Kislev, I have no idea what they're going to do with any of the new stuff. Like I don't even know Kislev, to be honest. But if I wanted to find out about it, I would go get told a war, and I'd go, okay. Do you know what I mean? Like you sort of know what's coming, but this I have no idea.
Well, they might do an Estalian army or something, but then sort of have it as sort of heavily mercenary influence or something as well.
That would be cool. Yeah.
But just still call it Estelia.
Something like Talia and whatnot, like you said, like just more party sort of theme, like either or, but like very mercenary, like you said, just random.
Yeah,
sort of like how old school Empire used to be in a way. Jay goes, wait, you talked about Stillmania and I missed it? I'll have to go back. I'm sure it's like 2 or 3 weeks ago, and I'm sure I'll never find it.
It would have been related to like that because we did like 2 or 3 weeks talking about like sportsmanship and all that, and I think that was
it was when Josh had his 5th ed document.
I literally had the article up, Jay,
and
we
went through right at the end.
The article at the end was Stillmania. Hilariously. Okay, and then this ridiculous question from Perfidy. A quick question for Josh. If a chimpanzee runs 26.2 miles in one go and develops nasty blisters on both of its big toes, should a vet pierce them and drain them or leave them unpierced? Unfortunately, that's from last week, and I'm pretty sure the blisters would have either popped or healed by now. But Perfidy, I don't appreciate attempts to get me to give medical advice on
I do that already
that I may or may not be qualified to treat.
What about your own blisters, or you leave them?
I definitely leave them. Yeah, I leave them for sure.
Pop and all the stuff come out.
Yeah, then you just have this raw piece of
open to infection.
No, just a little pop.
And I'm not sure if this is a question or not. Does anyone use the new version of the Reddit website, which must be years old by now? If so, why? This is a question. Or do you hate yourselves?
No idea.
Is there a new version of the Reddit website?
I don't know. I just use it on the app. Like on the phone. I don't know.
Yeah.
I just hate myself. It's all right.
Yeah. Me too. I'm not overly familiar with it. And then, all right, this is perfectly. Second last question. And strap yourselves in because this is a long question. But I'm going to read it in full because that's what he wrote. The addition of the Chaos Full Plate to Beastmen as an extremely common magic item has got me thinking about the lack of full plate in Warriors of Chaos again. I looked back at some 8th edition army books, and units like Phoenix Guard, Dragon Princes, Black Orcs, Black Guard, Colorblind Knights, etc. didn't have full plate, whereas basic Chaos Warriors and all heroes did. Now, with the Elf Cavalry, you can kind of see why they gave them full plate, namely to preserve their 2-up save, now that Simply Mounted doesn't give the +1. That said, Chaos Knights dropped from a 1-up save to a 3-up save, so, whatever. But with the various infantry mentioned above, full plate is a straight upgrade from 8th, while Chaos Warriors have actually gotten worse. So, my question, thank you, Perfect. My question is, do you think Chaos Warriors, Knights, and Chaos characters should also get full plate? In the case of Warriors, do you think the single edition will be enough to make them competitive against other infantry? Okay. Yes.
I mean, technically, I think they should have it. I
feel like yes is just.
I also think Empire Knights should be 2-up saves and stuff. Like it's just ridiculous. They're fully head to toe in metal.
Yeah. And you pay for it. They should have it that you pay for it. They work out. Yeah. It's not that hard. I think, within 1 or 2 points, you can work out, all right, this knight in full plate with the 2-up should be worth not 28 points or 30 points.
Especially if you start talking about infantry, suddenly you start going, well, I will take these things because they'll be tanks. They're hard to get.
Yeah.
If
they point it like they costed it, okay. And to me, it's thematic. Like, why would you not have?
Have you seen that meme? It might have been related to that, where it was like the great sword, full plate, and he's just really just got like a chest plate, and he's got his puffy pants and everything. And then the other one was heavy armor, but it's like, what model was it? It's one of the other ones that's like fully done up in all metal, but it's got a 4-up set, like it's only got heavy armor. It's just like, what the fuck? Yeah.
I mean, that'd be interesting to see if they did retrofit full plate more commonly, but then they also, you get the parry rule becomes more common as well, and suddenly you're getting all these 2-up save infantry running around in combat.
Yeah, and like we do know AP is not as, that would really nerf things like monstrous creatures where you're not getting like AP on your stomps and stuff like so you'd have to do it selectively still, though. I think I have liked that it's that the saves aren't maybe as bad, but they also don't drop as much. So I just think there is some models that need to be looked at. I think Empire Knights should be better, and Chaos Warriors for sure.
As a Bretonnian player, I've always resented the idea that Empire have some reason just got better armor than Bretonnian Knights. Just as covered in metal. We just got just as much metal.
Yeah, true. You just got a piece of cloth over it, really, still, isn't it? Yeah, it's still there.
Yeah, still there.
Yeah,
still there.
True.
Unfair.
Yeah.
Smoky Delis asks, when will Josh get back into the old world, especially the big scene?
Don't talk about that. You don't talk about that.
Yes. I should really get some more games in at some point soon.
How is on that? Just out of the blue, how's Nick Gentili going with his High Elf project? We talked to him.
Well, last time I spoke to him, he was trying to get his Marvel terrain done for the tournament he's running in June at some point. This is a couple months ago.
Oh, okay.
So this should be happening right now. So hopefully, if he hasn't lost all interest, he'll start working on the High Elves that I bring it for him. We'll see.
Nice.
I feel like he's the key. If we get him going, you might play with him, and then it might move forward a bit.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Josh returns to the real old world. Yeah.
I mean, I haven't intentionally stopped playing. I've actually my
Josh,
monthly
just screwed your. I think this is the Bretonnian comment.
Yeah.
I think, is this right?
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
The dude's using 13th century tech. Empire's using 16th century tech, and he makes a point. I can't debate that. I was hoping to squeeze it through without anyone picking that up, but damn. But yeah.
Any more questions?
There's two more.
Oh, cool.
There's two more. We're at number 11. Yes, we're getting there. The Orange Juicer. If you could pick any unit in the game to get a significant rewrite, what would it be? For me, it has to be great swords for the obvious reasons.
Yeah, cool.
Which I think we just talked about.
I'll take that. Flagellants.
Oh man, this is hard.
Empire buff wagons. Most of Empire. No.
The whole Empire book. The whole infantry book.
Slayers.
I was going to say, can we do a quick run through of at least the 9 factions? Like, don't have to go into details, but I reckon, so dwarves, do you reckon? Slayers, 100%. Do you reckon? Is there any other thing?
Quintessential dwarf unit is just garbage.
I still think maybe the whole idea of Slayer units is shit. So I sort of probably stand back and go, well, every story I see of Slayers, they're like Gotrek and Snorri, and they're sort of individual dudes. It'd be cool to have them as.
Just because you haven't read the lore.
Yeah.
What happens? They get together in a little group and they.
Oh, do they?
Yeah, when an army gets together, they like to assemble because they know there's a great doom coming.
Okay.
That's why they all.
Yeah. But yes, they definitely need something. What about?
I'll just pick great Slayer. Yes, you're right.
Let's go to the Bretts though, Dawes. Let's go top to bottom.
I know. So Bretts, I'm going to go the other direction. Peg Knights need to be rewritten.
Oh wow!
Oh
wow!
The selfless.
Is there anything in the Brett book that could be rewritten that would make you not choose?
Probably the Grail. That would make me. No, I was going to say to actually get rewritten. The Grail Reliquary. Yeah. Never see it.
Okay. Yeah.
Questing Knights also.
I was going to say like the Questing Knights, things like that.
That's probably the most obvious answer, really.
Yeah. And then Tomb Kings.
I did take him to CanCon, and they didn't do badly. That's because they were frenzied and had a 21-degree charge range. But,
Tomb Kings would have to go sort of the modern ones and go like the Snake Rider dudes, the Necropolis Knights. Just don't see them around. I'd like to see them a bit more.
I was looking at
would be next. Oh, sorry, you go.
I'm going to change the topic slightly. I was looking at that CanCon list, and like I actually can make it fit in a 2K Aussie rules comp without having to change
your errantry knight one. You mean? Okay. So you're basically just taking. You were ahead of the comp curve. Is that what you're saying?
All I had to do was put because I had to because it was 2,400 points, so I had to drop the Green Knight and shift a couple other things around, and then I just had to put like the Virtue of the Impetuous Knight off the BSB and into the Questing Knight bus, and take the Falcon Horn off the Prophetess and put it in the Grail Knight unit to get my character limit down below 666. And then it's legal. It's legal for Aussie comp.
There you go. You're gonna
be so you're coming.
You're doing Aussie comp. It really is Aussie comp because you were playing it before it was a thing.
I was literally playing. Because the thing with Castle, I was like, could it be the last one? Could it be the last one?
So cool.
Oh,
so he's talking himself out.
Are you going to jump over and play? Oh, well.
I don't know. I'm very torn. Because we're now doing a road trip as well. I'm not flying anymore. So my partner and I are driving up
so now
for 2 weeks, which means the concern about flying with the army is less.
I
don't know.
Where you go? Like, when you say road trip, are you like 2 weeks up and back, or are you staying around Newey for a little bit longer, or like not really, or going further? What are you doing without going?
Not going further. So I think we're leaving on the Thursday, and just staying, driving up like over 2 days to Lake Macquarie, and then just staying there for like 3 nights.
Whereabouts?
The southern end of Lake Macquarie. I can't remember the actual specific one. And then staying there for Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then we're just like slowly driving back over like Currawong and then Bermagui, and just a slow road trip. Yeah.
So you'll just drive up to Castle on Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Okay. But you just must be. Yeah, if it's South Lake Macquarie though,
is the dog coming?
Yeah.
Yeah. You got one dog?
Got 2 dogs, 2 little Cavaliers.
2 cats.
Yeah.
That's
one that'll be 15 by then. So I don't know if he'll. I don't know. We'll see.
Lots of toilet stops on the way.
Yeah.
So I'll just leave it quickly. So can we just answer that? Because Orcs and Goblins. I'm thinking. Oh, what are you guys thinking? What do we not see? Maybe Squigs, but I don't know if they suffer. It's more the game. Are we talking about rewriting units that just need fundamental changes? Probably.
Oh, so many. Squig
hoppers. Slayers, infantry changes of Warhammer aren't going to fix Slayers. Like Slayers need something else. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, but dwarves are infantry. Like the whole thing's infantry to a certain degree.
Yeah.
But yeah, they just need some sort of save or something. Previous editions, they got like 6-up save, or just make them a bit more of a powerhouse in combat. Just, a reason to take them, not just to die, which is what they're doing.
That or the Ragnarok for me in Orcs and Goblins. That or Squigs. You just don't see much of that stuff. So that'd be cool.
Yeah.
What's the other one? Then Dwarves, you did Dwarves. So Slayers, Chaos Knights. I don't know. What else did Chaos have? I can't even think.
Yeah, I mean that might be warriors as well. Like to me, Chaos Warriors always been this like little 15-man unit comes up and just destroys half your army sort of thing. Like they're just they're not that at the moment. I just find they die quite easy. That could be the armor thing, you know, like
And then Empire, there was heaps there we just talked about. What are high elves?
Whole list.
What do you want redone in high elves?
Spearmen.
Just okay, cool. Yeah.
You just don't see them. It's a core, to me, it's a core unit I want in a high elf army. But I mean, infantry in general, like you said, it's pretty shit. But yeah, I don't know. I just want to buff to big spearmen.
Is that an intrinsic problem just with infantry in general, though, or is that specific to the
spearmen?
Yeah, as such. You know
Feels
what I mean?
like it's the infantry issue.
Yeah.
But I guess that's
if I was going to take infantry, spearmen would be still quite low on they're just overcosted as well.
Yeah.
I just wouldn't bring them. I'll just bring archers or something instead.
Yeah,
do you want to rewrite your Sea Guard list?
I'd bring Sea Guard over spearmen still. Yeah.
Like with Empire, if infantry were fixed, a bit, I think a lot of them would get better. I would still rather see something like, for example, the War Altar rewritten, so it's actually usable. Yeah, it doesn't nerf your magic. You know what I mean? Like I know what they're trying to do with it, but to me, I think you could make it not do that and have better buffs and stuff and be more of a Sigmarine cast, not Sigmarine, Sigmar casting type thing. I don't know. And then Wood Elves, man, I don't know. Like those whole Way Watchers, you don't see them.
Yeah.
Something, I don't know. They need to redo Sisters again.
The Wildwood Rangers for sure.
Yeah. I was wondering, do you reckon they would get fixed if infantry get better?
Probably. Yeah, it's probably
maybe.
But they've never been very. I don't know. Even in 8, they didn't really. They were never designed in a way that was functional.
No. How about Dryads? Like Dryads for me, like strength 3s. I don't get it. Like, just Dryads are. I don't know. Anyway.
Yeah. Anyway, that's probably enough on that one. But yeah, cool. Yep. Anyway, so one more, I think.
One more. Here we go. Perfidy, final question. Good way to end the question section, I think. Arcane Journal, Beastmen, Brayherds review. Okay, new question. Why do Old World Fanatics hate Empire Arcane Journal so much?
Well, let's blame the Beastmen because I was going to.
Gommo,
why do you definitely wants to do it. And then I just get sidetracked. And then Beastmen came out and I had to get done again. It's like every week.
Get it out.
Yeah.
Apparently Empire just
very hard. Yeah, well, it's a little bit like, I think when they did land, it was so a little bit like, and then so never did it straight away, the Arcane Journal. And then it's
for Empire.
Yeah. It's been too far gone. We will get around.
Like what happens if the thing is, like, what if you do it like in a month's time and like 2 weeks later there's a 1.5 rules update and then the whole thing's just invalidated and irrelevant?
Yeah, we'll just start from the beginning. We'll get to Empire at some point. To that, just about to do it.
I almost
cancelled, so we started with Brett's.
Next day. Damn it.
I almost feel like you'd be tempted to wait till after because it'll be so much more relevant, you know, and suddenly, it could change that whole list so much.
We've never
the main army that would benefit from it.
I think have we done all the others? I don't even know if we have, or have we? Is that the only one we haven't done?
No, I think it's one that we've been promising.
Yeah,
we just haven't done. So maybe that's why it's become a thing.
Oh, it is. Yeah,
have we done all of them?
As soon as we haven't done that one, they'll just perfectly.
Certainly,
that's what I love about it. It's awesome.
We're the worst at our own channel. So have we done this?
Well, you know what? I don't think we've done the Orc and Goblin Arcane Journal. So
didn't we? Are you sure? Really?
Maybe we did.
Oh, yeah. I thought we did. Maybe we did. I don't know. Yeah.
We probably did, to be honest. That was way back. So go on.
Come
We
on,
definitely
we
did
don't
the
have any
faction
videos
focus for Orc
yet.
and Goblins, so I'm just trying to remember if we did the
Yeah, I don't think you did the Arcane Journal
specifically. I can't remember. Yeah.
It might have been in an episode. That's some of the previous episodes were more
Yes.
hit these sort of things.
Yeah.
Mm.
Anyway, well, geez, easily smashed 2 hours. Have we got anything we want to cover?
Oh my god, we've hit 2 hours with the Patreon questions. That's like 40 minutes of Patreon questions.
And an hour and a half of just shit talking before that.
If anyone's got 10 minutes for some hobby and stuff, I mean, I like I said, I've covered mine a bit there.
Can I quickly talk about something that's...
While you bring it up, though, the one thing I want to give a shout out is with my struggles, Carl from, what's the actual miniature painting channel? Got to get it right here. Because I think the Instagram post, Salt Merchant, is that the actual painting channel? It is Salt Merchant on Instagram as well, isn't it? Must be. Yeah. Do you remember the New Zealand? Oh, yeah. He reached out. I swear the message he sends from Instagram is different. Now I'm confused. Anyway, he reached out and said he's doing a coaching service, but he's happy to give me some free stuff. So I'm going to sort out some times and do like video airbrush like lesson stuff. Just go through some stuff. Yeah,
nice,
it's really cool. So big thanks, Carl. Check that out over.
Is he doing that with you one-on-one, or
one-on-one? Yeah, video. Oh no, just one-on-one, just like video.
Oh yeah, sweet. Oh, he's going to give you some lessons.
Yeah, I'll just go through some stuff, and see what happens. So, and he'll use it to sort of, do the nuts and bolts on making sure it all works, so we can actually open it up more to paid. Because I think he did say he did do it before, but he hasn't done it lately. I don't think, not remote like that.
Oh yeah, that'd be pretty good. Like you can do some like before and afters, and like
just be good. That's what you need. You just need people to show you a little bit more, see what you do, and go, I wouldn't do it that way or whatever. I'll try to sort some times out, and then give that a go. So he just reached out, gave me all these tips straight away, just from what I was like complaining about last week that I was struggling with. Also told me to check my condensation thing, because I said it was like really starting to spider heaps easy. Before. And like he said, especially in Australia, it gets a lot of moisture build up. Mine had a little bit, but I wouldn't say there's a lot, so I don't know if I'll use that. But but it does happen. He said it used to happen to him heaps here, where it'd just get moisture in the line. So suddenly the paint starts getting more watery than it used to be. So anyway, I'll report back once I've done a bit of that. So that'd be cool.
Yeah, it's awesome. Josh.
Okay. Right, because I'll just quickly go through what I've been up to recently. Like, to be honest, I spend a lot of time thinking about scenarios more than I spend about.
I love scenarios.
about army lists or army construction, that type of thing. So I have been. Can I make this bigger or not? Oh, it's probably big enough. Now I have this ambush scenario, and it's been played a few times. Not this specific edition, but like I have pre-existing ambush scenario basically where it had a full length column right in the middle.
Yep.
And there was a couple things with it where I found that basically it would be the ambush army deploys in that column. All facing the same long table edge. The ambushed army is like 1,800 points or so. The ambushing army is 1,250. They deploy outside of 18 inches, anywhere on the board essentially, and they automatically go first. Now I did find that how that was designed it really was pretty close in power level, but it was leaning towards the ambushed army just through sheer weight of numbers, I feel.
So I have, was it 1250 to
1250 to 1800. Yeah, so it's quite a lot of points to overcome. So I've actually there's 3 changes I've sort of made adjustments to it this week because I've actually been fiddling a little bit with all the different master strokes and stuff, but in general for the other scenarios as well. But this one in particular, I've been thinking a lot about. And there was 3 things I needed to change. One of it is, I had to put a 6-inch band to the edge of the board because I found that probably the best way of deploying as the ambushed army is to deploy multiple units like side by side right up against the board edge, so that you could use the board edge as an anchor point essentially. Yeah. So I've narrowed the board edge, so you can only deploy within, you can't deploy closer than 6 inches towards the long table edge. I've also specified in the deployment that all the units have to be placed in a single column, rather than side by side. They have to be like lined up. Yeah. But the most interesting change, and I'm really just to see how this plays, is that it's the ambush player. He puts down his column, or they put down their column before any terrain is on the board. So what you do is, because there's rules in the game, in the campaign where, on a certain tile, you'll have so much terrain. Okay. You'll have like 6 or 7 pieces of, you get some buildings or some forests or whatever, depending on the environment in which the tile's on. So the players would together select which terrain they would be using for the table, put that aside. The ambushed army would put their army down in that column. It's almost like it's replicating, they're just marching their way through.
Can pick their terrain.
Exactly. So they don't know whereabouts.
Yeah, they don't know where it's going to happen.
The trap where they want to.
They put the column down, and then the ambusher is like, all right, so this is where the terrain's going to go. And I have put a little bit of caveat. It's like, while the ambusher is encouraged to push the terrain to advantage, it should still be placed in a way that resembles a reasonably natural landscape with a roughly even spread across the battlefield. But at least it sort of provides that option to put choke points or to block off, or put lines off so that certain units you can sort of zone, I suppose, in a way that the ambushed army can't really respond to. And then after they put the terrain down, then they deploy their army, and then they go first, obviously. So I feel like it's creating a bit of a thematic situation there where it's just going to feel like the ambushed army is like just in unfamiliar terrain. They don't know what's going to happen. And then suddenly the train goes down, and then the ambushes appear. So I'm kind of keen to see how that plays out.
On your diagram? Sorry, what's the red and green?
Oh, so the red and green thing is something I've added later on. Like, it's from all my scenarios on here. It's basically, so because I've got rules for NPCs and I've got rules for other objectives and stuff. Okay. I had to make a standardized system for entry points for NPCs like your demons and stuff, and placement of your objectives. Because initially I had like NPCs are coming on, like randomized with the scatter dice or in a neutral part of the board or edge or this type of thing. And, like, unless there's no neutral part of the board because the ambusher has all the table edges. So like there's no way of defining that. So I had to literally go back and go, okay, if I just designate certain spots on each deployment map, then, it's defined, it's easier to manage. And it makes it much more consistent and doable.
Can I ask a question, Josh, quickly? So if just the way that the campaign is running, I know you kind of got armies going and whatnot. How much variation have people got going into a scenario or a battle? Can you change your army list? Like, can you tailor it? Like, if you're the ambushed army, you can't just, suddenly I got big blocks of...
Not at all.
Okay.
Yeah.
So your army is sort of set as you go.
Yeah, pretty much. When you're turning up on the day, you have no idea what scenario you're going to be playing in. You got the 3 lists. You got the battle on, which is like your core bit, and then you got either you're going to be playing with your rear guard or your vanguard as well as the battle on, or rarely you'll play with all 3. And sort of like the vanguard's your more offensive, your list that you might use when you're more often the attacker, and the rear guard the opposite. But there's definitely no tailoring because you like the scenario is procedurally generated at the start of the matchup, and you could end up doing anything. And so that really prevents building towards I'll just build for this because I know I'm going to get ambushed tomorrow, so I'm just going to build all this for ambush. It completely prevents that kind of this building.
No, that's awesome.
Yeah. Anyway, that's what I've been working on. So I feel like it's approaching something that could be, like quite a thematic scenario to just be played in general. Like
I think that's really
campaign.
good.
Yeah,
I'll have to try some of them, Andrew. Although we're always trying for tournaments.
I know.
Like not we're casual.
The fact that you can like place terrain, like Josh said,
Yeah.
like make it themey. So it's like, oh, he might have a war machine, and you might just like wait till it's past like a big piece of impassable to like block some line of sight.
yeah.
But obviously you're going to put other terrain like out and about. So like you might, you know, theme your ambush around, oh, we've got to block the cannon or something, but put everything else out in a fair spot.
Yeah. That's what I feel like. That's exactly right. You'd be waiting for the cannon column to get to that sprint, and that's when you spring the ambush.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. That's good. Ah, interesting. Wow.
Oh.
You're doing something, but yeah. Kids. Cool. Did you do anything, Andrew? Or did you want to?
I've been doing so much, like as I've spoken about, just revitalizing the vamps quite a lot. I've been doing my Terrorgeist, painting up heaps of stuff because I was originally rebasing and then just got super excited going through my audio books. Like at the moment, I'm doing what is it? The Bretonian one, like Floron and whatever it is. It's so good. I don't know.
Maybe I'll
every day almost. Listen to audiobooks and I'm just painting them. Oh, this has just got me, as I like to call it. It's like a renaissance. Like it's just it's reinvigorated. Something I've not painted like this in a decade. So
that's amazing.
It's cool. Awesome.
No, I haven't. I like last time I painted like this was like dwarves when I was just like watching Game of Thrones, just like 40 slayers, you know, like, you know, you just go through the spells of just sometimes.
Yeah, I definitely do that. I'll do like big waves of it and then it'll just come down.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. No, this is great. Like, it's good.
Yeah. Hopefully I'll get there with mine. I will. I'll just know I just got to get past that rut of this is how I'm going to do it. This is the colors. And bang, bang, bang. It's the first time I've done an airbrushy oil armies as well. So it's all these new things I'm trying. So that's why I'm running into a little bit of a I'll get there. I'll get there. All good. Do you guys want to wrap it up or it's getting late?
Yep. Let's wrap it up.
I think all our chats run off as usual, but that's all good. They miss out on the secret code for their prize. But anyway, just kidding. Okay, cool. We're going to wrap this one up. Thanks again. If you've been listening to that, remember to like, subscribe, leave your comments like we do. It helps the YouTube algorithm. Check out our Patreon if you need to over on patreon.com/oldworldfanatics. Guys, until next week and whatever else we see in the Empire Arcane Journal and all that stuff, I'll see you next week. Cheers, guys.
See ya.